The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Sunflower Media Mint. Some programs might include strong images or language that might be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What can you do with 30 minutes? For us, we define things. Straightforward. New perspectives. No gray area. It is black and white. You're listening to the New You Podcast.
Evening back to the pod and the New You Podcast live on Facebook, 2nd of July, on a Thursday evening. My name is H, back with Reg, and her first day as a guest co-host. Last week kasi hindi nakasama yan eh. It's good to have you back, Gita. Welcome to the show, Gita. Gita will be joining us every Thursday for UPT by the New You. So it's more of like happy tea. For those who lives in Taft and been with Taft and knows the Taft life, you know happy tea. And I think that's going to change the mood for Thursdays for the new you because instead of just having the guest here on the show, it's more of like a parang inuman setup. We throw in the mood na it's a whole gang, it's a group wherein we discuss topics and open discussion lang, as in ganun lang. So no pressure, kulang na lang bote. Well, baka next time meron na kaming mga sponsors ng bote dito. So that's good.
That's an idea.
So paging yung mga gusto magpadala ng mga alcohol sa amin, very much welcome. Just let us know. Inaantay ni Gita yan, inaantay ni Red yan, inaantay ko yan.
Yeah. Ako, si Gita yung hari ng happy tea.
Alam ng mga Taft yan. Alam ng mga taga-Taft yan. Reyna pala. But for tonight, well, it's going to be the new parental mentality. And our guest for tonight, well, she's been blogging since day one. Known as Kaycee Cat, and now the macho mom. Our guest for tonight, Kaycee Enerva. Welcome to the show, Kaycee.
Hi, Kaycee.
Hi guys! Hello! Talagang day one, I feel so old.
Kumbaga, nagsisimula pa lang, hindi pa nga, nagsisimula pa lang yung mga nagbablog ngayon, nagbablog na si Kaycee with beauty tips, products, and all. That's Kaycee, what's Kaycee's doing? Experience, yung ganyan. Kaycee, ano pinagagawa na ngayon? Kumusta?
Surviving. Just basically surviving. Work, parenting, and tuloy-tuloy lang sa blog kasi nakaka-enjoy siyang gawin.
Yeah, well, it's good. I mean, no, when we started the new you as well, Reg, 2 months na, no? Almost 2 months.
2 months na.
Yeah, almost 2 months now. It's a way to interact with people. Blogging yung medium ni Kaycee with her work. The new you naman is a podcast. So it's a different media, but at the same time has the same mentality to it. Kumbaga na to reach out and really express and discuss topics, well, of society and culture, like what we said. And for tonight, I think that's not going to be any different because we want to discuss about the new parental mentality. I think Kaycee has this feature just recently, di ba, about raising a kid with gender neutral mindset, and that's something that we want to discuss for tonight. We've been raised in a time wherein masyadong defined ang lalaki at babae. Okay, and that's something that along the way in time changes because we hear equality. Women wants to do the things that men do and vice versa. Case, what's your take on this one? Personally muna, I mean, let's we know you're a mom, you're raising a kid. How's your take on this all gender neutral mindset of raising a kid?
I think ito yung magbabago sa future eh. The moms, parents have actually the power to make the future, the world a better place because kasi yung mga matatanda, yung perspective ko, yung mga matatanda na ngayon sobrang basura ang ugali, hindi mo na mababago kasi matanda na yan eh. So, ang pag-asa na lang talaga is yung mga kids natin. Promise. If we raise them well, the world will be a better place. Yung mga matatanda, intay na natin mamatay.
Well, still frank about. Oh, I mean kasi with the looks of it, 'di ba, like lagi namang mga nating naririnig, with that perspective na 'pag medyo matanda na hindi natin kayang baguhin, eh. And I think dun
Yep.
also, ako personally, I belong na dun sa mga matandang portion. It's how we raise doon sa mga so yung mga bata. And I mean with Reg and Gita also here, no. At your age right now, I mean you're what, mid-20s ba? Reg, ano ka ba? Early 30s?
Yeah.
Reg, at
Mid
Excuse me ha, FYI lang sa lahat ng nanonood, si Gita mas matanda sa akin.
okay.
Talaga?
Oo, ng ilang months. Ilang months lang naman.
Okay, yeah.
Oo nga pala.
Pero Gita, on your perspective at your age bracket right now, 'di ba? How do you see yung sabihin na nating changes in terms of acceptance ng society natin with how it's treated with men and women?
Um, since we're all voicing out their own
Yeah.
opinions, of
Yes,
course,
anak. What?
um,
Vitamins?
I think I love how the mindset is changing. I think it's important now we don't judge the child for what they want, but
Mm.
as a parent, kunyari, I want, of course, I dream to be a mother in the future. As a parent, I will still encourage and be the example um that I want for my child. But whatever decision she or he makes is on her. But the example, the role model is still the parents. So we really the parents also hold such a big role in this. So it's all about leading by example also.
Mm. In case, I mean, having said that, no, kumbaga, how do you treat it with your kid now? I mean, with the choices that he make, para ma-balance natin tong, I mean, yung definition of the gender, kumbaga, yung mindset niya. Kumbaga, yung kung dati nakikita natin na, you cannot do that because you're a girl. So hanggang dito lang yung pwede mong gawin. Ikaw, on your perspective on raising your own kid, how do you do that?
Sorry, nag-re-enter na yung PLDT. May inaayos kasi sa labas. As in, pinuputol nila yung mga cable. As in, nireklamo ko na to eh.
Yeah.
Anyway, ah,
But you can hear us loud and clear naman.
kanina naputol ako. No, intermittent lang yung connection.
Okay.
Pero I can hear you naman.
There.
So,
Kay,
can you repeat the question again? Kasi naputol ako eh.
case ano lang, kumbaga yung how with your own kid, I mean you as a parent, how do you balance it out? Kumbaga yung maging choice nung anak mo on yung tipong yung tingin niya na ngayon right now with the society that he belongs, kumbaga. Paano mo binabalance it out? Paano mo siya tinuturuan in terms of choosing what he wants and what, na okay lang yan and all. How do you do that?
First is, what I teach Joff is what is right and wrong. Pero what is, yung right and wrong na
Basic.
respect sa tao, yung paggalang. Pero yung mga colors, for example, colors.
Yeah.
Hindi ko sinasabing pink is for girls, blue is for boys.
Mm.
Hindi ko rin sinasabi na ang long hair for girls lang,
Mm.
boys short. And nakikita niya, boyfriend ko, long hair, diba? So, hindi niya nakikita yung mga specific choices natin, choices in clothing, choices in what to eat, what to watch, what to do as to belong to a specific gender. I mean, kahit naman babae o lalaki tayo,
Yeah.
kahit ano, we have a choice to do something, or kahit sa ano, who to love, di ba?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kasi nakikita ka rin sa TV and even sa streets, hindi na sa kanya weird. Like, compared, like, kayo, di ba, when you were young, sinasabi ba sa inyo ng mga matatanda na weird yung same-sex relationships? It's normal kasi love is love.
Yeah.
Reg, sa'yo?
I think we grew up in a more conservative period.
Yeah.
Especially syempre, not just our parents but our grandparents, having them around. They were from more conservative times. But I think what sets, I guess, our generation apart now is that syempre tayo na yung lumalaki in this world where people are more accepting.
True.
So a lot of people in our generation right now are more open to that. They're more accepting, which is why I feel like marami din nagiging gender neutral when it comes to raising their kids. It's a different time period that we grew up. I mean, we grew up in a more conservative time period, but as we got older, the times have changed. And, thankfully, at least for our generation, we've adopted and we became more accepting
Well, that's right. But
towards it.
Reg, like you, 'di ba? I mean, you're into mixed martial arts. So,
Yeah.
I mean, 'di ba, kung babasihan natin dati, pag nakikita yan, basag ulo, sasabihin, "De, dapat lalaki lang yan." Pag babae gumawa niyan, parang sobrang big deal. Pero
Yeah.
you growing up, I mean, how was the support with your parents? Kumbaga na tipong, this is what I wanna do, and yeah, they support you. Kumbaga, sige, tuloy mo yan kasi we feel that you love what you're doing. How was the support with your parents?
Okay. My mom hated it because I
Mm.
kept getting injured.
Okay. Well, that's scary. Oo,
Mothers
oo.
worry.
Mm.
Yeah, but my dad loved it.
Mm.
Especially because he would tell me the good thing about my dad is that he's always been supportive. Actually for me honestly naman. Although medyo conservative yung grandparents ko, my parents were more or less very gender neutral. They
Mm.
were kasi my family, I grew up with a lot of strong women figures. They were the breadwinners, sila yung strong personalities. And one thing my dad told me when I started doing martial arts as a sport, when I was a younger athlete, was that if anyone tells you you hit like a girl, you show them what hitting like a girl means. Pare bugbugin ko daw sila.
Galing.
Well,
I like that.
that's
So,
good to know, 'di ba? Kasi honestly, my personal take, if I have a daughter as well, kasi I have two boys. If I have a daughter as well, I would gladly let them know how to defend themselves. And
yeah.
and honestly, living in that mentality like before, yung tipong pag hindi mo tinuruan ng self-defense itong mga babae, kumbaga, doon nagsimula naman yung ano yung pagiging what do you call this, masyadong overpowering ng mga lalaki. That's the reason may mga cases tayo ng mga binubugbog or masyadong naabuso, 'di ba? Pero if you tweak that, if you put equality in that portion, na kayang somehow, if it's right, lumaban ng babae and lalaki at the same time, well, it's going to be a better place. Gita, since bilang
Yes.
reyna ng Happy Tea, okay. Una, by the way, before we
My
proceed,
favorite.
before we proceed, Gita and Reg, can you turn off your cameras and turn it on? Nawala sila sa stream.
Yeah, I actually saw it
Oh.
sa feed.
Hmm.
Si Gita kasi.
Nawawala. But anyway, okay. Usapang inuman tayo. Casey, same goes as you. Umiinom ka ba, Case?
Hindi na, nakakatamad na.
Hindi na. But
Easy
anyway,
Aging.
I mean, days nung let's say mga inuman portion, 'di ba? I mean, isa 'yan sa mga activities in tagged din also for men. Tapos parang masyadong tinitingnan pag yung babae naman yung sobra grabe uminom or what, 'di ba? But kayo, since kayo yung tatlong girls dito, um, we also need to strike that balance. I mean, syempre yung control with inom, with alcohol. But with having that mentality of gender neutral and having yung drinking, inuman as part of an activity na pwede natin gawin, how do you see it changing naman na tipong pwedeng maabuso naman 'to? I mean, girls masyado na mga abuso since meron silang, "Puwede namin gawin 'to, because ganito kami pinalaki." And same as boys. Kumbaga, do we see and always naman, 'di ba, for if it's too much, it's always bad. So kumbaga, I mean, right now we're trying to open up that mindset wherein maging open-minded tayo with the gender neutrality. Pero at the same time, how do you see putting that balance as well? Kung hanggang saan lang yung limitasyon? Ikaw muna, Case. How do you see that?
Hindi kasi siya, you shouldn't look at things as sa gender para makita yung balance.
Mm-mm.
You just have to look at it as a human. Is it kind? Does it hurt other people's feelings? That's the main point. Set aside the gender. Look at this. Look at others as a human. Pare-parehas tayo.
Yeah.
And that would be simple as it gets.
Well, that's true. Gita sa'yo, I mean, let's say, yung mga inuman sessions, di ba? Pero
Yung happy tea days niya.
kumbaga,
Sorry, can you see me na?
we
Wait,
can.
Harshchi, I'm looking at the feed right now. My video still isn't back and Gita's out of the layout.
Kaya nga,
Sorry guys ha.
actually, the video is not working right now. We don't know what's happening, if it's about the internet or stuff. But yun nga, Gita, well, let's fix the video later. But having
Yeah.
said that, with this session, I mean, with the inuman session, I mean, isa rin kasi yan sa mga tinitignan eh. Parang dati, 'di ba? If we see, lalo na ng society, pag nakikita, oh, yung babae ang lakas uminom. The girl is being judged, honestly. 'Di ba? Pero pagka lalaki naman ng malakas
Yeah.
uminom, parang tanggap lang naman ng
Solid. Oo.
yes, ng society din eh. How do you see that changing as we move forward to a more open-minded society?
Honestly, I think it's just about how other people see it, right? Because me, personally, ever since, never ako nagka-problem dyan eh. Kasi ako yung
Yeah.
malakas uminom, ako yung problematic. So whatever anyone sees is just a matter of, kasi we we live in a society full of judgment,
True.
which is why we're fighting for so much right now, diba? But if only people found it in their hearts na lang talaga to just, let people live their life, let people be happy, regardless of what gender, regardless of what preference they want, just
Mm-mm.
let people live their lives. Yun lang yun. And I think you can always also personally find a balance in everything. Parang sana you know na rin yourself when not to go to like extreme measures. Parang have limits na rin with yourself. And I think that comes with upbringing and, whatever your parents taught you. Syempre, maging tame na lang din tayo on our own.
That's a big point.
Self-accountability.
Exactly. That's a big point, Gita, actually. Yung sinabi mo
Yeah.
about the breeding portion. Kumbaga, kung paano ka talaga pinalaki ng parents mo. There are stories wherein uh, pinalaki ng strict, tapos syempre mas lalong nagwala.
Oh yeah.
Ang daming ganon.
Walwal.
Wild.
'Di ba? Mas
Walwal.
case, 'di ba?
Wild.
Maraming ganyan sa society natin. Kumbaga, yung tinatawag nating nasa loob yung mga kulo. Kasi hindi sila makapag-out.
Yeah.
Hindi nila may out yung talagang nararamdaman nila. And with that, no, as parents, open question to everyone. Reg and Gita are not yet parents right now. Kaycee as well. Moving on with our society right now, on a personal note, how would you raise your kids in this generation? I mean, for us, if we are looking towards a generation that learns how to respect one another, what would you insist, or hindi naman insist, what would you teach your kids? I mean, for Reg and Gita in the future, so I'll ask Kaycee first para makapag-isip-isip kayo dahil wala
Yeah.
pa kayong mga anak. But Kaycee, ikaw, what are the tips as a mom right now raising your own child? What's your tips para matuto yung mga bata? Not only yung respect kasi respect before is pretty much defined na parang ang respeto is sa nakakatanda. 'Di ba? 'Yun yung main point eh. Pero right now, respect to
Ayan.
everyone equally. Yeah.
Yun, speaking of matanda lang, yun yung isa na tinuturo ko kay Joff na respect is for all ages plus hindi lahat ng ginagawa ng matanda ay tama.
True.
So I set my example. Syempre hindi naman ako perfect. I make mistakes. So one time may nagawa akong mali sa kapitbahay. Basta long story, I posted it on my blog. Nakita ni Joff. He saw me apologize to our neighbor. Tapos I told Joff na mommy was wrong, ganyan, ganyan. Explain ko na not every time the adults are correct and learn how to apologize, learn how to accept you are wrong. Kasi I think most people nowadays, hindi na nila iniisip yung other side. Lagi na lang nilang tingin sila yung tama dahil ganito, ganyan. Especially mga older people, di ba? Parang sumagot ka lang ng konti. Ba't ka sumasagot? Mali ka na. Pero
Yeah.
nagtanong sila, di ba? Nagtanong ka, sumagot kami, ba't kami mali? So I'm teaching Joff na he
True.
can be open with me. He can be open with me as a parent. Parang ano siya, balance nga. I listen to his side, he can listen to mine. Pwede ako magkamali, pwede siya magkamali. It's learning for both of us. Kasi kahit matanda, pwede pa rin naman.
Yeah.
Who goes first? Reg.
Actually,
Yan.
okay, sige.
Busy
Go
mo
for
dyan,
it.
ah.
Kasi kasi ako, 'di ba, syempre, normally you would think coming from a Chinese background
Yeah.
or a Filipino-Chinese background, ganon, strict yung parents mo. But to be very honest, I was raised the exact opposite compared to my classmates growing up. Gita, ha? You have your
Go.
chance later.
Okay.
No,
Go,
pero
continue.
kasi one thing my dad always made sure was that, kasi syempre my dad, syempre ako yung only daughter niya, you know, he has a lot of worries and concerns about me and my future and my safety. So growing up talaga, he made sure to be very open to me about things. So yung unang-una actually, sa totoo lang, was drinking. Kasi sabi niya at one point naman, iinom ka din eh. But it's better that if you're going to drink, you at least have your first drink in front of me or with me. Mga ganon. Kasi at least, for you, when you go out, when you start mga college, di ba, malala yung mga parties doon, di ba, Gita? Alam mo yan. At least doon, I already know, what I'm capable of, like in terms of my limits with alcohol. Hindi ako iinom just to get blackout drunk, because
Tama.
that wouldn't be a smart choice. And as well as with other things, to be very honest, my dad and I had a very open communication naman when it comes to the more important things, such as that when a kid is growing up. So I agree also with what Kaycee said, kasi one thing my dad also does, which is very odd for somebody who's a boomer, I guess.
Mm.
Kasi boomer yung dad ko, he was born in that generation. So one thing that's very odd about it is that he says sorry when he's wrong. He really does. Yeah, kasi
That's nice.
whenever I talk to him na parang mali yung ginagawa mo sa ganito ganyan, he'll explain his side, and then if I still think na no, I think kasi it came off in this way, I don't think you should have said that, ganyan. And he goes, "Okay, I'm sorry, that's my bad. I'm sorry about that." And he actually listens. So for me kasi I take those tips as well from my dad. And my mom is the same as well. My mom apologizes whenever she's wrong. You know, they're very open about it whenever I talk to them. I learned not to hide anything from them, which is why, I mean, compared to, other people who were raised in siguro like sobrang strict na family,
Mm-mm.
na ang atat sila tumakas.
Dami nare-repress.
So when they do get the chance to go out, when they do get their freedom to do the things they've always wanted to do, it's always in excess.
Yeah.
Kasi sulit nila eh. These are the things I couldn't do when I was with
Minsan
my
lang to
parents.
eh,
So now I'm
diba?
gonna do everything. Yeah, exactly. And my parents prioritized my safety overall kasi ay only daughter ako eh. So at least for me, growing up, siguro ganun din yung gagawin ko in the long, far, far, far future when I have kids.
Mm.
Definitely open communication. That's the most.
Yeah. I super agree actually with Kaycee. I love the idea of having freedom of expression, because yun nga eh, ang dami, like personally, I was so sheltered. Ako yung bunso, and then when I got to college, literally culture shock. So I was like, wow, there's a whole different world in here.
Oh,
Which is
kaya
why-
pala eh.
Which is why nakuha ko yung corona ng happy tea. No, but to answer your question, it's so important to have core values. As in, my core values are grounded in my faith, also, of course, that cannot be disregarded. But also in past experiences, na you have to let your child express him or herself at a young age. Eh. Kasi if not, it's gonna come crumbling down pag teens na siya eh. Kasi may isip na siya eh. Pero if you just let him be on a young age, tapos, explore, pero andun pa rin yung 100% guidance, syempre. You still know what's right and what's wrong. So, yun yung kailangan mong foundation lagi. Regardless of how you judge it, basta may right, may tama, tsaka may mali. So, siguro, syempre, I'm sure the ugali of your child will reflect on you because you're the parent, diba?
Yeah.
Tama
So I
yun.
hope na to everyone who has children, um, as a ready ka maging parent first and foremost.
Yeah,
Ready ka i-pass on
Yeah.
yung mga qualities na gusto mong makita niya.
that's true.
Kasi it's not hindi joke eh. It's not a joke to raise another life. Kasi
Yeah.
Exactly.
whatever example you would lead, dyan siya pupunta kasi ikaw lang naman nakikita niya eh.
Exactly.
So yun lang din, core values, hindi pwede mawala yan. Whatever it is, it's subjective to each person, but there is right and wrong in society also.
Casey? Casey? Are you there? Nawala yung video
Yeah,
ni
she's
Casey.
there. She's there.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
I'm
sorry.
here. Nakamute ko.
Nawala yung video mo, Case. But anyway, one more.
Talaga?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
ngayon lang. But I have a question to ask. I mean, before we wrap up this episode, if we're talking about gender neutrality and how to raise kids right now, and this is something that I really want to ask. Syempre, Pride, ano tayo ngayon? Pride. Well, tapos na yung Pride Month, pero it's a Pride Week for us, for the new
Mhm.
you. When it comes to relationships, okay, this is something na masyadong naging taboo for for a long
A
long
lot.
time, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Sa culture natin as mga Pinoy, 'di ba? Parang dati pag nakikita ko I was raised I grew up in a household na sa family namin generation by generation may tomboy. So, I'm used to
Mm-mm.
seeing na talagang yung tita ko may girlfriend, 'di ba? Ganun yung and so on. So, for me, it's actually normal. Pero when you go out, parang maririnig mo, it's different. It's hindi raw okay 'yun. Pero ako, nakikita ko,
Yeah.
wala namang ginagawa mas may tita ko eh. Wala naman silang
Yeah.
sinasagasan, wala silang morality say ganun. I mean, it's just a society defined norm. Okay? Case moving I mean as a parent, as a part of this society and well, napapanahon na topic naman natin. No? How do you see the society opening up right now? Kasi 'di ba recently nagkaroon din naman ng mga talks about same gender marriage or what ganyan. But dun sa relationship portion, do you see the society being more open seeing same sex couples right now outside, hindi na yung tipong pagka nakita kayo sa labas, sobrang titignan kayo, susundan kayo, titignan kayo mula ulo hanggang paa. Do you see the society being more open-minded right now?
Actually, to be optimistic, yes.
Mm-mm.
Laki ang pinagbago ng society ngayon, especially ngayon na yung Gen Z and Gen Alpha, sila yung pinalaki ng ng millennials.
Mm-mm.
Lumalaki
Gen
na sila.
Alpha na pala.
Alpha na pala,
Yes.
no? Gen Alpha na?
Mm,
Okay, tapos
Gen
case?
Alpha na.
Mm-mm.
Tapos hindi na sila yung tipong tumitingin ng masama kapag may nakitang same-sex couple. Hindi na rin sila, kahit ako hindi na rin ako naghuhusga, isa pang common misconception, sino yung babae sa relationship and sino yung lalaki sa relationship
Yeah.
Yes.
with same sex. Like, it
True.
doesn't exist.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Kaya ayun, di ba, kayo Gita, parang gano'n na rin yung perspective niyo. So nakikita ko nagbabago.
Mm nga. Gita and Reg
Mm.
belongs to what generation ba? Saang ano ba kayo?
I think
Gen Z?
ilan taon na ba sila?
24.
24 kaming dalawa. Twins kami, hindi nyo ba alam? Fun
Rich
fact,
kami
twins.
millennial.
Gen Z.
Pero Gen Z na ata.
Pero inabutan namin yung millennial. Ala, Gita, Gen Z tayo.
Gen Z pala tayo.
So yeah,
Oh, well.
that's true. I mean, having these two and hearing their mentality on that. I mean, we have that one like what our discussion with Mia the other day, 'di ba? Parang we always have that one friend in this society that's part of the rainbow. Alam naman natin 'yan eh. And on a personal note, being their friend, you've seen their flaws, you've seen their journey, you've seen their challenges as well, and it's hard, honestly. I have friends personally wherein ang tanda na talaga sobra hindi sila makaamin. Sobrang
Yeah.
takot, sobrang repressed ng nararamdaman nila, and that's too hard. I mean, it's one thing to be true to other people, pero sobrang bigat if you cannot be true to yourself.
Yeah.
and it's
I
some
agree.
and it's something na um maybe people will question us, those watching, downloading this episode later on why are you guys supporting the pride or what, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Pero for me personally, and this is my take, and that's what we've been trying to set here as a mantra of the show, wherein we throw things on the table, but we hear with respect in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Not itong mga cases ng about the taboo of life in terms of the gender neutrality or the third sex na sinasabi nila dati or the LGBT community
Mm-mm.
plus, it boils down to mentality. Kumbaga, yung mental health as well ng mga taong yon, that is something na hindi nila nakikita. And
Mm-mm.
I mean, Reg, Gita, you have friends as well. And we've been talking a lot in the show. Gita, last time we had you on the show, we've been talking about body positivity. Reg, been talking
Mm-hmm.
about a lot with about mental health. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
Kaycee, you've been through a lot as well as a mom, raising your kid, and I think doing your workouts as the macho mom as well. It all boils down as well to mental health. Okay. And
Yeah.
having said that, I mean, with you three, how do you see mental health coming in? I mean, maybe it's going to be an angle for the
Yeah.
society to open up more. Kasi kung titingnan natin na yung the usual setup na bading-bading or kaya tomboy ganito, 'di ba? Ganun yung mga terms dati. But at the same time, kung titingnan natin yung mentality na if you do that to that person, you are damaging him mentally, not just
Yeah.
emotionally but mentally. How do you see the angle of mental health, guys, playing a huge part in this all journey for the pride community?
Yeah.
In terms of,
Easy
yeah,
first.
Casey, yeah, go.
Binato mo na kay Casey muna eh, Gita.
Siyempre, yung guest muna natin.
Case, tingin mo,
Kasi
mental health.
ah, affected sila kasi una silang ano eh, pansin ko kahit accepted na ng society, lagi silang center of jokes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
totoo.
kala nila, porket bakla, porket tomboy, porket laging masayahin, game sila, makipagbiruan. Pero hindi. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yung mga joke, pwedeng hindi nakakatawa, nakala nila okay lang. So we have to be more sensitive on that. Kasi hindi mo alam kung ano yung nararamdaman nila inside. And it really causes depression. Ang taas ng suicide rate ng
Yes, sobra.
um, suicide rate ngayon ng LGBT community because of bullying alone. And, 'di ba meron din tayong mga kaklase before, siguro na-experience niyo rin na binubully ng mostly guys.
Oo.
Mostly binubully ng mga macho guys na akala nila macho ginagawa nila pero hindi. Binubully nila yung classmate nilang bakla pero hindi siya
Mm-mm.
nakakatawa. High school yun. Sa college, sa PLM, super accepted yung case kaya nakakatuwa.
Yeah.
Pero no high school, nakakainis.
Mm-mm.
Gita.
Um, uh, no, sorry, nag-blackout ako. What do you call this?
With the mental health, how do you see the mental health being a
Ayan.
factor para mas matanggap natin yung mga
The
friends
mental
natin?
health is a huge part of everything. But I'd like to shed some light on a more general aspect, but I believe it's stronger than mental health even. As a Christian,
Yeah.
I think you should know, as a Christian, syempre, um, I I know I still have the traditional mindset,
Yep.
but if you're grounded kasi with love, alam mo yun, sabi kasi
Yeah.
you have to love the person regardless of what they are. It's about you not judging. It's about, okay, I can't say that I fully support, but I don't judge.
Yep.
I won't tell you and say that you're wrong. That's not the way, because you can't you can't dictate a person how to live their life. But all you have to do is love the person regardless of what they are. You can't ridicule someone because what does that say about you, diba?
Tama, tama.
What does that say about you? You're no good. You're no good than what you're criticizing, first of
Exactly.
all. And wala tayong position to judge anyone because we
Yeah.
are all the same. We are human. But the answer is love. And mental health comes also, syempre, affected yan lahat. Kasi, ano eh, baka nga kulang din sa love eh, 'di ba? So magdagdag ka na lang imbes na you take away with all the judgments. Just love everyone, love people, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yun lang din.
Reg, you go.
Okay. So so we discussed about Gita's point, and I just wanted to connect it to Casey's point, which is mental health. Mental health is a very important role kasi syempre, especially when you're in that community, yun pa lang yung unang hurdle, your biggest struggle, especially since, the stress pa lang from coming out or talking
True.
to your parents about it,
Tama.
especially for those, I can't imagine, especially for those who were raised in a very conservative family where it's very just narrow and parang hirap sila to accept that or they find it taboo. But that's who they are. So I can't imagine the gravity of the mental stress that they have to go through
Yeah.
and their mental health status. But again, one thing I said also was that the good thing about today's society, at least from my observation and from the future generations to come, especially from the future generations to come, is that people, for example, people like Gita and I, people in our age bracket rather, are very accepting of them because they also get to empathize. Why? Kasi people in our generation now are more aware of their mental health and are more aware of how to take care of it and how to be okay, how to be open about it, and how to even actively promote it without feeling or without feeling scared that people would be like, ay, may mental health problem to, baliw at. Alam mo yung mga taboo
Yes.
perceptions of mental health before.
Mm.
Wala na yun. That's out of the window with this generation. And moving
Yeah.
forward, it's just going to get better. The empathy is growing
I agree.
for the community.
I think, sa akin naman, I mean, before we wrap things up with this new parental mentality, I think also one thing that I would say mas malaki pa rin yung negative impact of it rather than the positive is actually social media. Okay? Ang laki ng impact ng social media with how the society is opening up right now. I would say na ang laki ng negative because honestly, bashing or yung pagiging bully, mas lumala lang honestly. Yeah. But at the same time, we've seen the influence of this media. Okay? Also those naman sa mga taong suffering in this state. Kumbaga, if for example, if you are someone keeping this, kumbaga, you're raised in a family wherein sobrang tabu nila tinitignan yan, mag-isa ka sa room mo, na kinikim-kim mo yun. And you feel really alone. Wala kang makausap because wala kang tita na pwede mong kausapin dahil tanggap ka or what. Wala kang friend na pwede mong kausapin na pwede kang tanggapin. But at this point in time, I mean, we have guests from the previous episodes like Alex Calleja and all about suffering depression and stuff, anxiety. Doon pumapasok yung they are continuing what they are doing right now because nakikita nila that someone is listening to them.
Yeah.
And they are becoming the light to that person. And I would say it's the same as well with what, of course, Kaycee raising her kid, being an influencer on the web with those audience na nare-reach niya. And Gita being, an ambassador right now of body positivity at hindi na ng happy tea. Okay?
Ambassador.
Diba? I mean, nakikita naman natin yan So, you see that you influence that stranger. I would say stranger. So, the social media, if I will look at it as a factor here in terms of this gender neutral mentality that's been raising right now, ang laking factor ng social media. And it's because of not just actually parents, because like Reg and Gita here, they're not yet parents, but still, they have that same mentality that people have.
Yeah.
Kaycee, before we wrap things up, on your I mean, hindi ko natatanungin si Reg at si Gita dito dahil hindi pa sila parents. What's your take on what's the new parental mentality? Kaycee?
Nag-stop na ako. Hello? Naririnig niyo ako?
Ayan, narinig ka namin. Oo.
Yes, we can hear you.
What's your take on the new parental mentality? What's the new parental mentality?
The new parental mentality is, alam mo, gusto kong gamitin yung sinabi ni Gita kanina. It's all about core values. Tama siya eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just teaching your child to be kind.
Mm.
And yung sinabi rin ni Reg na to love, it's all about love and kindness and not really about anything else. If you teach your child to love and to be kind, the rest will follow yung talino.
Yeah.
Susunod na yun eh, yung
Mm-mm.
compassion. Tapos paglaki nila, they'll be better humans and siguro 20 years from now, the world will be a better place from this hell that we're living in today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reg, anything to add?
Mhm.
Well, to those listening, I mean, thank you for listening. We hope you're enjoying the podcast and for tuning in. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/the new Hugh PH and follow us on Instagram as well at the new Hugh PH. This podcast is not just available on Spotify, but it's also going to be available on Apple Podcast and Google Podcast.
Okay. Kita, on your end, anything to add on the new parental mentality? If you want to add anything else pa.
Okay, the new parental mentality. I hope my children will listen to this in the future.
Mm.
Nako,
May documentation na tayong nangyari. Okay,
nako,
sige.
nako Mama Gita.
The joke lang. But the new parental mentality, it's just openness, kindness, and love. I don't think my answers are new, but
Mm.
I think it's something that we should always push for. We should always press on, and just see the world with the eyes na through love, diba? Not hate. Kasi like
Yeah.
what you said kanina sa social media, yes, puro negative. But I'd like to look at it na rin na nag-raise na siya ng awareness for people, no matter the bashers. Kasi what's important is, sa bashers na nakukuha, may na-equal na love din na nakukuha.
Yep.
Hindi mag-raise ng awareness na kahit ano actually, sa kahit anong pinaglalaban natin ngayon, it won't raise awareness without it. And I think we should just all change our perspectives into such a new, just look at the light always. Yun lang. Just look at the light, see everything in kindness, do everything out of love. That's it. If you do everything out of love, I doubt magkakamali ka. Yun lang.
Sa akin, may take on the new parental mentality, lalo na if we're talking about the gender neutrality. Well, Kita already told it. It's about openness, and Casey about kindness and the core values. One thing can lead to another. If we're talking about openness, it depends still on the person. If masyado namang open
Yeah.
ang society natin, it can go overboard. It can be on extremes,
Agree.
'di ba? Kumbaga, pag hindi mo rin naman nilagyan ng limitations, sumosobra din eh. Okay? I think that's something na to keep in mind. But in times wherein sumosobra tayo as humans, and don't get me wrong, that is a characteristic of a human being. And that's being
Yeah.
human, 'di ba? That's being human. I mean, you every now and then I know ako, si Reg, si Gita, si Casey, for once in our lives, we've been off our limits. Nangyari yun. I mean,
We've all been there.
yeah, oh, tao tayo. We've all been there. We've made mistakes. We're not saints. We're not whoever sobrang perfectong tao dyan. Dahil walang ganun. Walang perfectong tao. But I would like to end this one with what I think I forgot what movie it is or the quote it is where they say na in a world wherein you can be anything, be kind. Just be kind. Um, Thank you, Casey. Thank you for the very fruitful episode. And I think for those that will be downloading this episode, that will be listening to this one, I hope may makuha sila. And like what we always do here on the show, it's not about imposing kung ano yung tingin namin, sasabihin namin tama to. But we are just sharing our insights. And it's for you guys if you want to accept it or not. Because that's what the new year is all about. Casey, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Having me, guys.
Yeah,
Cool job.
Casey.
You're the cool mom.
Yeah, you are a cool you are a cool macho mom. So, Casey, anything? Where can they catch you?
They can follow in my Instagram at the Macho Mom, my blog, themachomom.com, Facebook page, Kikay Sikat, and YouTube, Kikay Sikat TV. Puro si Joff makikita niyo dun, so puro good vibes lang. Tsaka sa ako.
That's good. Kailangan natin right now yan. Yung positivity na yan in this life. Well, before we wrap things up for tomorrow, we'll have Mood. And sana maayos yung internet natin. Sana maayos ang internet natin. We'll have Mood tomorrow with Vino, of course. And we'll have DJ Nina Saputil Salvo on the show with her nostalgic playlist. So, like what I mentioned, it's more on, marami ko nakitang Spice Girls, Britney Spears dun sa playlist. So, watch out for that.
Kita playlist natin yan.
Pag
nalasing tayo.
Playlist ng mga lasing. So, this is UPT. This is the first episode with Gita. Catch her on the New You every Thursday. Next week, we'll have another one for you guys. It's more on the streetwear. But for tonight, thank you so much for those who tuned in. Follow us on Instagram. Well, Rachel already mentioned that. Just download this episode and listen to it again.
Yeah.
Always the New You. Black and white, straightforward. Same episode, same people. H, Reg, Gita, Kaycee. Bye guys. Good night.
Good night.